Happy Tuesday, everybody. All right, so we had a little bit of a change of plans. Crosscode couldn't get it to work. Well, I got it to work, just not the audio. So, got margaritas, nice. Dolly's got her gin, which is lovely. Thank you for being here, guys. And Stella's lurking out there. Thanks for being here, Stella. Stella, I will be in touch with you soon to get details about how you want your candle to be made and for the shipping information for that. And hopefully I'll get everybody's stuff out later this week, if not early next week. All right, so you guys excited for this? Nice, finally press start. There you go. Pretty excited for this game. I really like the book, so I assume the game should be pretty entertaining. All right, let's get into it. I didn't actually play any. I just started it a little bit just because I wanted to see if there was a narrator or not. And there is. There's actually a narrator. So I just get to do the voices of the characters, and so then we'll have a narrator who's separate. So that's cool. All right, let's get rid of the background music for now. Start the story.
Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm finishes feeding his hens. It has been a long day, and he forgets to secure the henhouse doors.
Oh no, you're good. I'm just started to grow it in the last couple of days, so it's probably the thickest. I mean, it's obviously the thickest it's been. So you're all good, Dolly.
He's already thinking of the beer waiting for him in the kitchen.
The farmer has left the hens out, so I got the hens here. A question. Dog obey. Completed. I think I only get to make one decision here. I either get to obey or I get to question. I went to question.
Did he mean to leave the doors unlatched? He makes those mistakes more often lately.
Soon, his lantern can be seen swaying as he walks back to the farmhouse. The hens have been waiting for this moment. Old Major, the prize boar, has called the animals to gather in the barn.
The Old Major. So we got encourage, join, and question. Old Major, the prize boar, has called the animals to gather in the barn. We should join the sheep.
Come along, hurry. We hate to miss out when everyone else is there. Is it safe to go? What if Jones comes back and notices we're missing? He has poured his third pint. He won't come out again this evening.
Moses the Crow knows some things. Okay, now I get another choice. Follow, lead, or join in. But we lead as the horse. Alright. Comrades, I am very old. I doubt I have many more days to spend with you. Before I go, I want to tell you what I have learned. Our lives are miserable. We begin working very young and we die before we can enjoy our old age. No animal in England knows the meaning of happiness. No animal in England is free. No, disagree. I didn't mean to click that. We are free. We can chase anyone and bite anything we like. Except the hand of our master. Some freedom. Would you like us to show you? Keep away. Major promised no one would be eaten at this meeting. He should have promised he wouldn't eat alone anyone. Would have been an easier promise for him to keep. Listen, humans are the only creatures that consume without producing. They give no milk. They lay no eggs. They're too weak to pull the plow.
Disagree. Agree. I'm down with the bourgeoisie. Be brave. Agree. Or disagree. How about agree?
Yeah.
We bear new lambs every year. They all go to the butcher. Humans do nothing for us.
We animals could change ourselves much better, or could manage ourselves much better.
Now, at last, Old Major explains his dream. He dreamed of a song he barely remembers from when he was a piglet. It is the anthem of animals who long to be free.
Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of every land and clime.
Do I get a choice here? Go study, cheer, sing. How about we study?
What's clime? The kind of weather you have in your part of the world. So the beast from another clime might be a camel. I'd like to meet a camel.
What's that racket? Who let a fox into the yard?
Pellets from Mr. Jones' shotgun
Oh, Jones is
buried
here.
themselves in the barn wall. No one is hurt, but it's a near thing.
Oh, it's just a fox outside. Huh? What do we got? Back to sleep. Back to sleep. Everybody says back to sleep. No other options. Oh, back to sleep. Let's go with the horse. Back to sleep. I'm glad you're liking it, Dolly.
We've had a great deal to think about.
And Jones will be angry if he catches us out here.
It is his own fault he left the henhouse unlatched. He is getting more careless every day.
Snowball. He forgets to feed us.
3 days later, Old Major dies in his sleep. He's buried at the bottom of the orchard.
Old Major's rebellion must still take place, even if we don't live to see it. It will come in the time of our children. Or our children's children.
Cheer. Cheer. I'll cheer as the sheep. Hey, what's up, fella? How's it going? We are ready.
The time will come. As soon as Jones is not looking.
We're gonna take him.
We haven't been fed. No one has been fed. The storehouse is empty. We will fight him. Animals, join me in battle. Now, we thought the rebellion would not be for years to come. We can't wait no longer, or we will starve. What is wrong with you beasts? Am I going to have to shoot you all for rabies? Oh, shit. Boxer, Napoleon, Snowball. You will all feel the whip. Comrades, this is our moment.
We have defend, attack, avoid, defend, lead. Oh, and lead. We can lead as Snowball, or we can lead as Napoleon. Then I think we should lead, but maybe as Napoleon. He's the one that says comrades.
Jones is afraid he'll run for it soon.
Let us at him. We'll chase him off the farm.
Farmhands have never seen animals like this. They've all fled. Jones is left on his own.
Curse the lot of you cowards!
Now what do I got? Attack. Attack is snowball. Then attack is the dog. Let's have the dog attack. The dog probably the best attack.
Let us at him! I raised you all from pups. I trained you myself when your mother died. Well, that is true. But we are animals now.
Jones runs away. After the battle, the animals are weary.
Are we dying? Don't be afraid. The Candy Mountain is a beautiful place.
No one is dying. We have been to battle. We will recover stronger than before. Comrades, today you have become veterans. That was a costly battle. Next time, Jones will be the better armed. We must prepare for it. That is a question for later.
When she sees what has happened, Mrs. Jones packs a bag and flees.
The animals have taken over.
The animals wander through buildings where they have never been allowed.
Look at this place.
It looks bigger without Mr. Jones inside.
Most of us never see it from the inside. Not until we're hams. Consume the book. Smash the lamp. End book. More in the ham. Kick the gear. That cracks all in his walls. Sleep in his bed. Let's try the handbook. So that's all about. Oh, Destiny's bloodbath. At least 3 animals have been executed. Oh, okay. These are like things that can happen, maybe. Many animals have confessed to treason. Each of the 7 laws has changed. Dogs teach new beliefs to political dissidents. The song Beasts of England is outlawed. Birds oversee behavior on the farm. Okay. This kind of just shows me the status of everybody. We consume the book. Leave me the books to me. The campaigns of Caesar. Can't be much help with a farm. Right on. I think I know who you're talking about, the same eagle, but I can't think of the voice off the top of my head. I just know the picture, like the actual image of it. From the look of the pages, Jones never read it himself. Exactly. Strategy for the next time the humans attack. Okay. What's more in the ham? Oh, we ate it. I knew that ham when she was a piglet. I guess we could have just moved it. Let's assume we ate it because it's gone. Yeah, there we go. We should bury her. She can rest in the orchard beside old Major. Let me wear the boots. Do you think Molly would like these? Most likely, she'd look like a fool. No animal should wear human clothing. Trample over the map. We are welcome here now. There is no one left to say anything.
Hurrah!
Smash the lamp. Electricity is for humans.
We prefer the dark.
Kick over the beer. Mr. Jones was always meaner after a drink.
Let him drink somewhere else. What else we got? An exit. Let's sleep on the bed.
This looks softer than hay. Keep away from it. No animal was sleeping on the bed.
Oh, man, just kind of keep everybody away from all the good stuff. Alright, let's get out of here.
Not a single human being remains on the farm.
Major Farm is now ours, or Manor Farm is now ours. There is a great deal to do now that Jones is gone. We will easily do better than he did.
Alright, what we got? Worry, complain, empty, and no defense. How about empty? Oh no, that's just giving me a status. Okay. So how about what's worry about the empties?
The cows have not been milked since yesterday. You can tell they don't appear to be in good health. As for milking, a pig can manage as well as a farmer. What is going to happen to all that milk? Jones used sometimes to mix some of it in our mash.
Hints, huh? Promise, distract, or hope. Hope has a green arrow going on it. Promise does. They all have green arrows. Okay. Distract. Promise. Hope. So distract probably means to like not make them not talk about the milk anymore. Promise is like what we're gonna do with the milk, and then this is gonna be like to hear what the cow wants to do with the milk. So let's hear what the cow wants to do.
One day, it will all go to our own calves. And we won't need milking at other times. And all our eggs will grow into chicks.
Perhaps.
Let's make it a point to honor to get the hay in faster than Jones and his men. Food we gather will feed us throughout the year. And in the autumn, we will need enough in the storehouse for planting.
Any animal strong enough may volunteer until Napoleon calls a halt to the work.
Okay. So I volunteer animals. Cooperate. It's down red arrow. Are all these down red arrows? Nope, that one's not. And there's that one. Just the two horses are. Halt. Work. I mean, it seems like a job this big horse shit could do, right?
Here, let me. Boxer and I always used to do these together.
Clover's hard work. There is more hay in the store. Okay, let's have Benjamin help as well. Benjamin grumbles while he helps. But he does bring in as much hay as anyone else his size. And we got the sheep. Probably not going to bring much in. But for some reason it's red down arrows on the horses. But the horses are going to be the most able to do it, right? The workhorse. So let's use this guy.
I am ready to help. Boxer throws himself into the work.
He brings twice as much hay to the storehouse as anyone else. But whenever he works too hard, Boxer's strength fades.
If you overextend yourself too often, you will ruin your lungs. You should rest when you're tired.
Argue. Very good supply. That's all I can do is argue. I asked for it. Argue.
The farm needs me. When animals are sick, they can't do anything at all. So be careful. Okay, Benjamin says, halt! That'll do. We have enough to bring in the hay.
The animals work hard all day long. The hay store is full to overflowing. The animals themselves are happy, but exhausted.
Comrades, we have done well, very well indeed. I cannot always expect that things will be as easy as they have been today. Before we face any real trials, we must convene a meeting. We will need laws to govern animal farming.
Together, they name the 7 laws of animalism.
The first law says whatever goes on 2 legs is an enemy. Like it's a question. Boo. I mean, as far as the, well, I mean, 2 legs, wouldn't that be like a hen? The hen should question that, right? Be like, but I have 2 legs. Question. And what about wings? Wings are like legs. You do not have hands, and hands are how the humans do their mischief. The second law says whatever goes on 4 legs or has wings is a friend.
What about rats? We have 4 legs. But you're always needing to be chased off.
Old Major considered rats to be comrades. He invited them into the meetings. We will vote. Should the rats be allowed to stay? Yes, yes, yes. Both? That's, is that for you, Stella, right there? Right there, that's the cat's name should be Stella, right? No. So I think the dog's the only one that doesn't want the rats to stay. The rats obviously wants to stay. I guess the cat would be indifferent with that. How about we go with the chicken? It makes sense because they just had like the special wing rule for them. So how about we're like, yeah, the rats just. Rats haven't done us any harm, and they might behave better if they were treated better. True that.
After the meeting, Squealer begins painting the new laws on the wall of the barn.
In the walls, here we go. Painting the laws, I mean. These laws come to us from Old Major and from our own difficult experience. Commit them to memory. The third is, no animal shall wear clothes. 4th is, no animal shall sleep in a bed. 5 is, no animal shall drink alcohol. 6 is, no animal shall kill any other animal. 7 is, all animals are equal. Sheep, are you troubled?
There are too many to remember.
Make an effort. It may be slow learning, but worthwhile. All animals are equal. I have to keep an eye on that one. Question. Leave. It's a question.
Is that a tablecloth?
It is a flag, green, to represent the green fields of England. The hoof and horn signify the future republic of the animals. Okay. Let's leave. Old Major's skull will wash over it. Morbid. And at the moment, he'd wish us to go back to work.
We still can't remember the laws.
Here is a simpler version. 4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Exactly. Understand that, and you understand the laws.
4 legs good.
practice in your own field.
This is the beginning of animalism on the farm. Every animal is committed to the principles set down by Old Major. If anyone forgets, the chanting of the sheep will remind them.
Four legs good, two legs bad.
Lowest animalism, very good supply, rumble, direct, bask, the green arrows up. We got the, you'll see the chant because it just talked about it.
Four legs good.
And the Republic of Animals cannot be far away.
Sometime later, the animals discover what is happening to the milk.
Oh, what's happening to the milk?
It is being mixed into the pig's feed.
All animals are supposed to be equal. Why is our milk going to the pigs alone? Comrades, this is for the good of everyone. The pigs' work is brain work. They need their strength to help us all. Agree, raise, doubt. I'm gonna doubt down a little bit. How about that? Doubt. All animals are supposed to be equal.
Four legs good.
But we are hungry.
The sheep wake in the morning.
Today we could do anything.
Got chant, organize, control. Still got a very good supply. Harvest. How about organize? Seems like a good overall thing to do, right? I've told you about the Winter Wool Society. Have you held any committee meetings yet?
Ah,
Hold a meeting to bring me to the minutes.
ah.
The hay store is full and the animals are content.
We should eat. Yes, food. Ration, distributes, celebrates. So the animalism goes down if we ration, and the supply goes down if we distribute. I think we should go ahead and distribute. We will all eat well. But greed has no place on animal food. We will grow more next year. The supply must see us through the present.
The hens wake, well and happy in their hutch.
Rest. Modest supply. Good work. Sing. Study. Eggs to sell. That will make people go mad, or down, I guess, make people mad. Studying makes the hens upset, but seems like a good thing to do. Because the farmer's still going to come back, right? So how about we study? You could work on your writing.
We don't care to scratch letters in the dirt.
But we will if we must.
The dogs have 9 puppies. Napoleon immediately claims them from their mothers.
Oh, Napoleon. I will be responsible for their education. Bring them up to the loft. Warn, worry, approve, approve. The dog would approve? So if the dog approves and the pigs are happy, if I warn, then the animalism goes down. If I worry, animalism goes down. If I approve,
Pigs are happy. Having Napoleon teach them. I feel like the dog, since Napoleon's like a leader, the dog might think that's a good thing. Since he's just trying to teach them. I don't know if Napoleon has some nefarious plans, but I think like, from the perspective of the dog, let's approve. How's that sound? This will be good training for them. You may safely leave them with me.
The birds are awake before anyone.
It's a good morning. It would be a shame to waste a day like this. We should plan. Chant, propagandize, spy. By chant, that will bring up my animalism. We're at lowest animalism, so how about we do some chanting? Bring up my animalism. That way I can worry if I ever want to. I feel like I'm at lowest, and I don't. If I go up, then maybe I'll have some room to go down. Let's try that. Chant. Looks good. Your song is a delight. Inspire us here on the farm, contribute to morale. We can do this.
Summer progresses, and the fields darken to gold. The sun rises over the summer fields.
What shall I do today? To use some work. Work with the sheep, but the horses don't like that. Guard, study, praise. Okay, so now we're just at low animalism rather than lowest. Let's do some work, because we need some more food. I can work harder. Can you? I will wake earlier, I will go to sleep later. My friend, your body is not as strong as your will. Even you can break.
In the heat, the sheep are complaining they haven't been sheared.
Oh.
Snowball and Napoleon cannot agree what to do.
Shearing will take too much of our time, and we won't be able to use the wool.
Anything the humans could do, we could also learn. Refuse or solve? We should solve it. Because 4 legs good. Solve. And go Snowball. With the right arrangement, the pigs can do the shearing.
We can't go through summer like this.
Leave the matter to us.
That is much cooler.
The pigs look after everything for the farm. It's hard brain work they do.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Can you hear that? Someone is singing Beast of England. We taught the animals in the neighboring farms. Warn, what we got here? No defense, so we should warn about the no defense. Propagandize. Admire. So low animalism. I think we should warn about the no defense. I think Napoleon's right about that. But I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. Hopefully you guys are having a good time.
You can do it!
gonna switch to standing real quick. So far, I'm really enjoying it. Definitely remembering parts of the book. And I'm really enjoying the way it's like formatted and everything so far. All right. Drink here, hydrate. Okay. So we taught the animals in the neighboring farms the song. East of England or whatever, right? Alright, we're gonna warn about the defenses with Napoleon.
It's good work, but be careful. We need to make Animal Farm as strong as possible before we expand the front of the war. I can build up our defenses.
Oh man, Boxer wants to do everything.
Neighboring farmers often talk about the goings-on at Animal Farm.
He's a good, loyal horse. Neighboring farms often talk about the goings
In
on.
the pub, they talk in such loud voices that the birds can hear them outside.
Pilkington says, "It's your own fault you kept such a disorderly farm." Yeah, watch your own animals and see what they're doing. Watch when they start gathering in the barn. When they start singing music. Then tell me it was my fault. Pilkington. The animals don't sing except the birds. You're drunk, Jones.
The hens wake, well and happy in their hutch.
So we could sing to raise our animalism. We could study eggs to sell, do work. How about we sing? And maybe we can go to just regular animalism. Let's try it. We can clutch along with the cluck along with the music.
That will do.
In all the nearby farms, word spreads about the state of affairs in Animal Farm. Mr. Jones's neighbors make fun of him for losing his farm to his own animals.
He was never a good farmer. Or a sober one. He's outdone himself this time. I tell you, though, he had a bad effect on the neighborhood.
Those are the things they're saying about us in town. Preen, propagandize, boast. Where are we at now? Medium animalism. Decent supply. If I propagandize, the supply goes down, but if I preen, it's a green arrow up and no down, so it's preen.
Animal Farm will be known everywhere as the farm that began the rebellion.
4 legs good, 2 legs better.
The animals have no more food than in Jones's day. But at least they do not have less. Things are not so bad. The apples are now ripening, and there are windfalls in the orchard. The animals have assumed that these will be shared out equally.
But will they?
A new order. All the windfalls are to be brought to the harness room for the pigs.
Why are the apples not shared?
Comrade, many pigs actually dislike milk and apples. We eat them only to preserve our health. We pigs are brain workers. Day and night we are watching over your welfare. And if we fail in our duty, Jones will come back. Do you want that?
Doubt, no. No, no. How about we doubt as the chickens? Or the chickens. Or is that animalism? Like, yeah, animalism goes down. But I have room for it because of my medium animalism. Let's doubt.
This doesn't seem right.
Some of the other animals enjoy an apple.
The rats are active on the farm, though they don't do much work. Naturally, that does not stop them helping themselves to the supplies.
Uh-oh, rats. Gonna find a job around here. Steal, ruin, redistributes. I don't really understand the options of steal and ruin. So are we just stealing it for the pigs? Is that Napoleon wants to do? Because it sounds like maybe what we're trying to do is frame the rats somehow. We could steal and frame the rats. We could ruin it and blame the rats. Or redistribute it, and maybe that would somehow affect people's view on the rats. Let's try that. Animal Farm's food should be everyone's food. Aren't there many hungry and deserving animals on our neighbors' farms? We can see to a little redistribution. Okay, so that's what the rats are gonna do. It's the redistribution. Give orders. Servile. Reassure. Sing. Modest supply. We can't do work. No work to do. Give orders. We got defenses. Weakest defense. Okay. I'm thinking either reassure or sing. Probably sing. Let's do that. Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of every land and clime. Hearken well and spread my tidings of the golden future time.
Now is the time of year when the neighboring farmers cut the hedges.
What's up, Stella? Are you back? Now the time of the year when the neighboring farmers cut the hedges.
Oh,
Nice. Officially done with the work. I really like it so far. Hopefully you guys will like it. All the human farmers do their parts. Animal Farm should do its share. They won't do it. Do you think pigs carry clippers? If the pigs want to run a farm, they had better do the whole job. Cut, ignore. Let grow. If I let grow, the defense gets stronger. If I cut or ignore, nothing else seems to really happen. How about let me let grow? Let the hedges go wild. The farm will be better defended. Nice. Yeah, it'll help a little bit too, so you can see who I'm associating which voices with, probably. It's no concern for us if the humans find the farm track impassable.
it is too cold to graze any longer.
Okay, so we let our hedges grow, so it's just harder to get here.
The animals move indoors to get out of the bad weather. The harvest should have been brought in long ago. It is only now that the animals can begin the work.
Hopefully, can you hear the narrator okay? Is the game volume loud enough on the stream? I was just kind of going by the levels. If I need to, I can adjust that. Who will work the harvest, comrades? I don't think the chickens can work the harvest. Chickens probably can do a whole lot. Oh, they got the beak. Horse rake, assist, cooperate, volunteer, assist. How about the donkey assists?
Auto balance is good. Audio. Louder than the other game's sound, but narrator's still clear. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I'm usually trying to set myself to be higher than the game audio. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. I just want to make sure like the game music, I guess, doesn't drown me out. Yeah, as long as you can understand everything, I think that's the goal. Alright, let's assist with the donkey.
I can do a little. Who will work the harvest, comrades?
How much animalism we got? Medium, so we can volunteer as the sheep. Good balance. Thank you, Stella.
We can tread on a grain to remove on the hulls. We can tread on the grain to remove the hulls.
After you've done that, you'll want to blow the chaff away.
You can blow on it.
No, I'm needed to supervise the operation. Lay in plenty of potatoes and apples.
How about we get the chickens to do some work then? They can probably do something then.
We're small, but there are lots of us. We can bring in the grain that would otherwise be left out in the field.
Comrades, the storehouse is almost full. We need only a little more.
Box has been doing a lot. How about we have I don't remember this one's name. We'll have the lighter horse do it. Clover.
I can do a little. That will do. We have enough.
The weather turns bitter.
We got a ton
The
of
snow
food.
covers the farm.
To wheat.
Comrades, we may need to take a few sacrifices for the good of all.
Need to make it sacrifices. Back to another meeting.
It is late in the year. We have so little planted.
Mr. Pilkington looks in our direction and plans to destroy us. And we do not have the strength to fight him off.
How did this happen?
There we go.
Why didn't we have better plans?
Silence, doubt, grumble. How about we grumble?
Everything that's happened could easily have been predicted. It is easy to complain, but more important to act.
The days are getting shorter and colder as December comes in. The fields are still not plowed. This work has to be done in darkness.
You don't really need to work because we got enough food, right? Wow. I guess I'll just have the pigs plow. I'm at low animalism now, though, so I can't do that. Work, work, work. That's all I can really do if I don't want to lower my animalism anymore, so let's go with the horse. Box will have to do a little bit of work.
I can work harder. Keep a lamp lit in the barn for me.
It is late in the year. The winter wheat should already be in the ground. The animals can't agree on what they should plant.
Be sparing, says Napoleon. Think ahead, says Snowball. Plant nothing, says... I don't remember her name. The horse girl. Overflowing. How about think ahead, Snowball?
We should plant both fields. If we don't, we'll have a worse harvest next year. I'm sure we'll get through the winter. There are always potatoes.
One day, the birds land in the farmyard in a wild excitement.
Jones is coming with all of his men. A half dozen others with pitchfork and foxwood. They're on the way up the track now. Jones is in front, and he's brought his gun.
Yeah, you want animals to survive? And they will, in a way. Have you ever read the book, Stella?
The moment has come. Remember how we prepared. Birds, distract them until the rest of us are in the position.
Oh, what's gonna happen? Rear. Take cover. Threat. Taunt. Lead. Lead's the only one. Oh, that's also down. Okay, rear and lead are down red arrows. Take cover. Jones has his gun, so somebody might die if they go in for the attack. It's not a book series, it's a single book. It's a famous book because it's about like Stalinism and stuff. It's a commentary about like some things that happened in history. It's by George Orwell, the same guy who wrote 1984. So it's a really good book. So you see how the pigs, the ruling class, kind of start to mess with the working class. Let's up with the proletariat. Yep. Alright, let's see. Lead. I feel like lead sounds like a good thing, but I don't want Snowball to die. I guess Napoleon could die. He just wants to consume. Well, he's teaching the kids. I don't know. Let's do Napoleon taunt.
Animal Farm will never serve humans again. We'll see about that.
There's not one animal on the farm who does not take vengeance. Even the cat leaps off a roof into a farmhand's shoulders. Only Jones is still fighting.
Oh, damn. Is that just Jones out there? Fight, attack, sacrifice. I don't want to sacrifice Boxer. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I have a bit of dyslexia. I wouldn't say I'm severe, so I definitely understand a bit of that struggle because it took me a long time to finally get to reading. I actually only read Animal Farm maybe a couple of years ago when I finally got better at reading, so. But yeah, well, at least you get to experience it this way, right? I'm glad that I get to show this to you now. Because it's a great book. The ending of it was just so impactful to me, too. I just love the way he ends it. It's just so good. Alright, let's see. How about we defend with the sheep? Because I know Jones had a gun, even though it shows him with a pitchfork. He said Jones brought his gun.
I think this is where we're supposed to stand.
Men, get the sheep out of the way.
We like standing in the road, 4 legs good.
Clear them out. Jones is running, comrades. We have bested them.
Surviving animals head back towards the farm.
Ooh, look at him. Battle worn. A difficult but noble fight. Animal Farm will not forget those who sacrificed for our preservation.
The icy weather and snow damaged
Once
some of the
back.
buildings.
Burgeoning population. And powerful labor. Nice. Got a lot of achievements. Oh, another one. Providence. Solid infrastructure. Alright, there we go. Icy weather and snow damaged some of the buildings. Oh no.
The animals shiver through the beginning of January.
Who will do the repairs? Spring is the time for repairs, comrades. Do not let the winter disturb you.
Animal Farm has survived its first year.
Yay.
The second year.
It's
begins
weird,
with
like it doesn't. I've clicked a few times and nothing passes. Finally, one of the click words. The second year begins with warnings. Okay.
Our neighbors have noticed what is being done on Animal Farm. We need to build up our defenses.
We must send out more pigeons and spread the word of animalism. Rebellion on other farms will be a help to Animal Farm.
If we cannot defend ourselves, we will be conquered.
If there are rebellions everywhere, we will not need to defend ourselves. The kingdom of animals will be reality. Horse says defense. The hen says propaganda. The mouse says propaganda. The dog says defense. How about the mouse saying propaganda? We already spread nonsense on the farm. We might as well tell all the neighbors the same lies. Quiet, you!
At the beginning of a new year, we should revisit our laws. Read them again. We have forgotten them.
Alright, so we're reading them again.
Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. 3. No animal shall wear clothes. 4. No animal shall sleep in a bed. 5. No animal shall drink alcohol. 6. No animal shall kill any other animal. And 7. All animals are equal.
Praise or lead with praise. Fearless leaders.
We are truly grateful to be led by 2 such excellent leaders. Comrade Napoleon is an inspiration to us all.
Napoleon is always right.
The time has come again for gathering in the hay.
Yeah, we're pretty almost empty on supplies there. Definitely get Box to do some work. He can do a pretty good job. You got 2 bundles in there. It's the old familiar horse rake. If I ever get too old to pull it, the farm will need a new horse.
Excellent progress. There is only a little room left in the hay store.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he did even more than I thought. Then we can have the hens do it, maybe? The smaller animals can work together. We can make sure no straw of hay are left behind.
The store's on full now. That will do.
It is not easy work. The farm implements were made for human hands. But every animal contributes, and not a straw is left on the field.
I think the food tastes better than it did when Jones was in charge.
We brought it in ourselves. That makes the difference.
During
A
this
feeling of a
time,
job well
the pigs
done.
move into the farmhouse to live.
Ooh, the pigs are moving into the farmhouse. What do you guys think about that?
Several animals remember passing a resolution against living in the house.
Right? Yeah, I remember they were getting pretty mad about like sleeping in the bed and stuff.
That is not so. The pigs, the brains of the farm, must have a quiet place to work in.
Praise Napoleon, praise Snowball, convince Squealer, doubt as the hens. I'm gonna have the hens doubt. This doesn't seem right.
The pigs not only take their meals in the kitchen, but sleep in the beds.
Ooh.
Sleeping in beds is contrary to the laws they remember from the barn.
Yeah, that's definitely against one of the laws, isn't it? Accept, question. Going to question. What's this one? Doubt? Question. Doubt will bring my animalism down. We're already at low. We could get to lowest, I guess. Let's just question it as the hints.
I wish to see the laws again. We pigs are busy with other tasks. If you had learned to read, you would be able to manage it on your own.
The birds wake early.
We're doing well.
What shall we do with all of our wealth?
Feasting, repairs, charity, treats, repairs, books, survival, defend. I mean, defending might be good, but repairs, we needed repairs because of the winter. It was real cold, so I'm gonna say repairs.
The horses live in the stable. Best keep it in good shape. They could use a new roof, one that doesn't leak so much.
Don't you also live in the stable, Comrade Benjamin?
I don't mind admitting it. It will build something next.
Stables. Animalism, hall, farmhouse. Is this the... No, the farmhouse is, yeah, where they live now. So I think stables? Let's have Clover say stables.
The stable is going to freeze all the horses. Who will build something next?
Barn? The barn looks like it's got some holes in it. Unless that's the stable. I'm not really quite sure which one's which. But we'll go ahead and have the hint say barn.
Fix the barn roof.
That must be that one.
It's getting too drafty. Who will build something next?
Stable, old farmhouse. I feel like we don't really need to work on the farmhouse. It's a halt.
That will suffice.
The sheep wake in the morning.
Today we can do anything.
Harvest, patrol, organize, chance. Could harvest. We need some food, so let's harvest.
Nah. We thought that would be less work.
We all need to do our parts.
July turns into August. The sun rises over the summer fields.
What shall I do today?
It's like all the buildings are repaired, so that's good. Defend. Defend would probably be good to do at some point, so probably gonna do that. Work, let's defend.
We need to build blockades against attacks on the farm. I'm so tired. Keep your strength. You will need it.
Rules on rationing and working times are observed very closely. No one dares to be seen away from the fields when it's time to work. Even the cat has been seen in the fields, bringing in stalks of grain.
We're doing well.
What shall we do with all of our wealth?
Feasting, charity, treats, survival, books. I mean, feasting would be nice to get animalism up, but I don't want to have no food for winter. Charity. Could defend more. We should defend, right? Because we don't want the animals to die, right? So let's defend. Good use of food.
Build up our defenses. Keep the humans at bay.
The hay has all been gathered in. It's difficult work without any threshing machines.
The animals choose who will work the harvest.
The animals choose who will work the harvest.
Then he said it. Volunteer, assist, horse rake. Ooh, Bucks is not looking so good. Look how sad he looks. Poor little fella. About cooperate. If I must, Molly. Jones never made me do such work. And the donkey assist. That should fill out the rest of the way, I'd assume. I can do a little.
We're doing well. What shall we do with all our wealth?
Now we can feast. No, we have no animalism, so we're gonna feast.
Let's eat. It will put all the animals in a good mind for work.
Will someone read me the laws again? And Clover's not feeling so hot about the laws. Refuse. Refuse. Is there anybody to not refuse him? I mean, Clover wants to know the laws. I think it's all right. You know, I'm not sure what the choices really do, to be honest. I know like what happens like in the long run, but I don't remember the story well enough to know if there's like if they've added a bunch of different arcs or if it's just like they're telling the story differently with just like with extra fluff in there. I'm not sure because like there's definitely a lot of doubting. There was grumbling from like all these characters are in the story, but they like all get a chance to speak at some point or another. So I don't know. I'll have to look it up to see if there's alternate endings because that would be cool if there were, but I assume it's just the one ending. Because if you had alternate endings, I guess you would have to like be somehow changing the points of the story, and the story had like it was like a critique. So I think it would be kind of weird almost to have different endings, but not impossible. If anybody wants to look that up, I'd be interested to know. If not, I would look it up later. So all I can do is refuse to read Clover the laws. I'll have Squealer refused. Absolutely, I think it's definitely entertaining. It's definitely an entertaining way of experiencing the story.
We pigs are busy with other tasks. If you had learned to read, you would be able to manage on your own.
Summer draws to a close, and the farm is well stocked with hay. Once again, summer draws to a close.
Give orders, servile, reassure, sing. How about we sing? Bring up that animalism.
Soon or late the day is coming. Tyrant man shall be overthrown.
And the fruitful fields of England shall be trod by beasts alone.
Next, the animals must plow the fields. It's beginning to get cold, but it's not too late to do this work.
Okay, so we got Boxer's looking better. He's not looking so sad. Can plow. And he's got no negatives if he plows. Can make the pigs plow. And the animals will go down though, so don't do that. So I guess Boxer plowing it is. I can do this. It is always my job.
Time comes for the planting of the winter wheat. The seed must be drilled in before the frost comes.
The question is how much to plant. Too little and we'll be hungry next year. Too much and we'll starve this winter.
Be sparing, ink ahead. nothing. Why would you want to plant nothing? How about we'll be sparing. We'll go with what Napoleon wants to do.
We should leave one of the fields unplanted. Keep back some of the grain, or we might not make it through the winter.
It rains very heavily. The farmhouse roof is in poor condition, and the pigs are flooded.
No.
I don't feel well at all.
Repair, doctor. How about we repair?
It is vital to make some repairs. The pigs cannot work like this.
A few days later, some of the hay is gone from the shed, and several workmen are seen repairing the roof despite the bad weather.
Workmen? Like, who are workmen? Complain, grumble, accept, forage. I'm gonna go ahead and forage to make sure we have a good supply. I don't want to lower my animalism right now.
Perhaps we can find something in the woods to replenish our stocks. Just so, comrade. When you fall short of your production, take responsibility.
I did not fall short. Someone took supplies from the hay store.
You were told to provide a certain number of bales. That number of bales is missing.
The weather turns bitter. The snow covers the farm.
Comrades, we be glad we are so well prepared for winter. Over on Pilkington's farm, the animals are shivering. What a cold winter it is. What a cold winter it is.
Another winter damages the
Yet she
farm
survived.
buildings. Shingles come off the roofs, and the barn develops a leak.
Just repaired it last year.
There is another idea we should speak about. I have been laying plans for a windmill. We will have a dynamo and supply the farm with electrical power. This will keep the stalls warm and lit in the winter. And then there will be a saw, a chaff cutter, a mingle slicer. I thought we weren't supposed to use electricity. Complain as Napoleon, question as the hen. Question as the cat. Let's have the cat say something. What is a mangle slicer? It slices mangles. In addition, we will also have an electric milking machine. We will? What is a mangle? Never mind that. What is a milking machine? You must put your trust in us. The machines will do all the work while the animals are at their ease.
The whole farm is divided on the matter of the windmill.
I hear will take only a year to build. Doubt, admire. Oh, as a little chick you can admire. Or maybe that's just the birds. Refuse. Doubt. Applaud. Doubt. Maybe we'll applaud as the horse.
Comrade Snowball is very forward thinking. You see what a brain work of the pig achieves. Without our contributions, what would be the long-term future of Animal Farm?
The time has come again for gathering in the hay.
Man, we're pretty low. We're gonna need the help of Boxer for sure.
It's the old familiar horse rake. If I ever get too old to pull it, the farm will need a new horse. Excellent progress. There's only a little room left for the hay store.
Have the sheep do it.
We know our part.
Snowball is hard at work on the plans for the windmill. He spends long hours alone in the harness room, working on the documents.
Defile. Admire. Oh, that brings up my animalism if I admire. Overflowing. Visit. I like the idea of bringing up my animalism. And makes the pigs happier too, so let's go ahead and admire the hard work.
Comrade Snowball's plans are coming along very well. They are certainly becoming more extensive. You don't approve? I have said before that we cannot afford the distraction. It is no good to build half a windmill and plant no grain this year.
Yes, I see.
The days are long now. The birds wake early. At last, Snowball's plans are completed. The animals gather to vote on whether to start work.
Comrades, you know why we have begun on this arduous project. I need hardly remind you of the challenges we face on milling flour, as well as the advantages we anticipate from the electrifying the farm. My opponents have cast doubt on the value of the plan. But I say, let us look to the future.
Cheer, cheer. Like, are the cows, like, pro the milking machines? Maybe. I thought they didn't want to have the milk all the time.
Comrade Snowball, you are a wise leader.
Hurrah!
The windmill is nonsense. Nonsense? I advise everyone to vote against it.
Doubt, mock, comments, accept, maybe? How about we comment? This has Benjamin.
Comrade Napoleon hasn't put up much of an argument. Then again, maybe doesn't need to? Comrades, only imagine what electricity could do for the farm. Electric light in every stall.
That would be an improvement.
A heater for each animal in the winter. Hurrah! Hot and cold running water.
Cheer, cheer. How would you not cheer that? That sounds like some pretty cool stuff.
Hurrah! Hurrah! Windmill!
Just at this moment, Napoleon stands and gives a high-pitched whimper.
Stands and gives a high-pitched whimper. Oh crap, Napoleon's
There's
pissed.
a terrible baying sound outside.
Napoleon, who called? What?
Ooh, the dog's asked straight up for Snowball, who springs away just in time. He's probably gonna read it. Nope. In a moment, he's out the door, and the dogs are after him. Oh man, they're chasing Snowball off. Napoleon's making a strike. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a baby chick or if maybe it's the songbird from outside, but yeah, it definitely looks like a chick next to his chickens. Okay, so what just happened was Napoleon, everybody was agreeing for Snowball's windmill, and then Napoleon squealed, and then the dogs came in and chased Snowball out just now. So Napoleon's strong-arming the situation. Snowball races across the long pasture towards the road. He is running, and only a pig can run, but the dogs are close on his heels. Once he slips, and they almost have him. With a last burst of speed, he slips through the hole in the hedge. Snowball is gone from Animal Farm. Oh, we lost Snowball. And the fence is gone now. Worry, shriek. Yeah, I think the sheep should shriek.
What was that? Where did the dogs come from?
Napoleon has raised us. Napoleon commands us.
Oh, shit. Mourn. Ignore. We're at high animalism right now. How about we mourn? As Benjamin.
There's nothing to worry about, comrade. Nothing truly changes.
Midsummer comes and goes. The sun rises over the summer fields.
What shall I do today?
What about we feed to help? If that's gonna be good for the horses, I know Boxer definitely needs to be rewarded for all the hard work he does. So let's feed.
There will be time enough in the year to gather more food. But if anything happens to you, the farm will be in a difficult place.
Yeah, exactly.
A few weeks later,
Box is very
Napoleon
important.
announces it's time to begin the windmill.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, what? So a few weeks later, Napoleon announces it's time to begin the windmill. But Napoleon had Snowball ran off because of the windmill, giving no arguments as to why they shouldn't.
Alright. A committee of pigs has worked on the plans. Everything is prepared, and now it requires only your efforts.
Raise. We'll get the windmill built. I guess that's what that icon means. Work will get it built. And enforce will get it built. And cooperate. We'll get it built, but lower animalism. If you praise, we raise our animalism and build it. Hey, he's pulling some stuff there, so see that? Alright, praise. Happy farm.
What an excellent and thoughtful work.
Foundations for the future.
Our leaders are truly looking after us. Comrades, a terrible thing. Snowball has gone over to Mr. Frederick and Pitchfield Farm. Frederick has always wanted Mr. Jones's land. Now he and Snowball are working against us.
Okay, if you want, we can get the little baby chick to talk. It's servile. Servile. Doubt. Fear. Doubt. Yeah, doubt makes sense to me. But we haven't let the little bird speak yet. So let's let the bird speak. Surveillance.
You can watch the farm and everyone on it. If anyone is seen speaking to Snowball or an agent of Mr. Frederick, we will report the matter.
Thank you, comrades. Keep your eyes open. And remember, it is not enough just to see something. You must also report what you see. Snowball's agents lurk among us at this very moment.
The birds are awake before anyone.
We should plan.
Spy chance. Yeah, high animalism. Very good supply. How about we just spy?
You're able to be everywhere, in and out of the farm. Find out what they're saying about us in town.
We'll split up. Good thing there's a flock of us.
The birds go into town and perch.
Totally seeing the connection to Stalinism. Yeah, just wait. Yeah, I think it's great. And just remember the laws. The birds go into town and perch where they can best hear.
Animal Farm borders two other farms. One is called Foxwood, a large, neglected, old-fashioned farm. Its owner, Mr. Pilkington, is an easygoing gentleman farmer. The other farm, called Pinchfield, is smaller and better kept. Its owner is Mr. Frederick, a tough, shrewd man. Frederick is always involved in a lawsuit with someone.
We ought to divide Animal Farm between ourselves.
My thought exactly. I have drawn a plan for dividing it between us.
You've given yourself more than half of the fields.
I've left you the woodland. Your own farm is half trees.
There's a good quarry of limestone on the farm, enough for the windmill. But for weeks, no one can see how to cut the stone to the right size.
If we haul the stone to the top of the quarry,
Drop. Oh, dang it. I think he wanted to drop it to break it. Dang, didn't mean to skip that. Stop, enforce, haul. Complain. How about we haul as Benjamin? Doesn't got any negatives for that.
fill up the cart and I'll drag it this time. The others should have a rest.
Boxer's looking well.
I could handle more of the stone than others.
Don't tire yourself too much, Eden said to
The
Boxer.
mood in Animal Farm is jubilant. The animals have never been more aware of their shared purpose.
Yeah, nice.
Such energy could use a direction.
Napoleon. Propagandize. Discourage. Celebrates. How about celebrate? Since we're all working together to get this thing done.
Hurrah!
It is announced that the pigs will get up an hour later than other animals.
The pigs are gonna sleep in for an hour?
Because of all the brain work, of course.
Accept. Envy. Complain. I have high animalism, so why not complain as the sheep?
Why are the pigs allowed to sleep? We are all tired.
Our brain work is exceptionally demanding.
Summer draws to a close, and the farm is well stocked with hay. Autumn arrives to find the windmill more than half built.
More than half, there you go. Celebrate. Celebrate. Oh, we're all celebrating. Okay. Let's celebrate as the horse. He's done a lot of work for this.
Look at our progress. Truly a vindication of the pigs' planning.
Of course, it's always the pigs, right?
They did not lift a stone. But no stones would have been put in place if the pigs had not planned.
Sing, reassure, give orders. Wow, give orders? We've never done that before.
This is no time for falling behind on our work. Let every animal be in the field doing their part.
One night, there is a violent gale. It blows tiles off the barn roof.
And it
In
damages
the
the
morning,
windmill.
the windmill is in ruins.
What do we do?
Comrades, do you know who's responsible for this?
Yeah, they are looking pretty shabby. We need to get to fixing them.
Do you know the enemy who has overthrown our windmill? Snowball. He has set our work back by a full year. A barrel of apples to the animal who catches him.
Question, surveil, mourn, threaten, question as the mice.
Comrade Snowball must become much stronger during exile.
It must have me.
The windmill is a very large structure for him to push over.
Do not underestimate a pig. This very morning we begin rebuilding the windmill. We will teach this traitor that we cannot undo our work. Long live the windmill. Long live Animal Farm.
The animals at Foxwood and Pitchfield are more rebellious now. It is making the farmers nervous. They have failed before, but they might attack us again.
We will need to keep a close observation of our neighbors.
Spy, build, chance. Spy is what we're kind of talking about, so let's go for that.
We will keep a close eye on everything they do.
It rains heavily for several days, and no work can be done.
No.
The birds cluster just outside the door of the Red Lion in Willingdon. Mr. Jones has moved away from the county, but the other farmers still meet to talk about Animal Farm.
The Animal Farm is obviously doomed. Strange that something doomed can fail so slowly.
The weather turns bitter. The snow covers the farm.
We are in danger. Animal Farm will not survive if we don't take care. Hunting is behind schedule. What's more, I've heard rumors that Pilkington means to attack. What might be Frederick?
Oh, actually, let's tune down the music a little bit. Screen. That's against the rules. Study.
Perhaps we should revisit our plans.
The winter is cold, but at least it's not a hungry one. Even with all the animals on the farm, there is enough. The animals eat heartily.
Celebrate, bask, boast, surveil. I don't know why they ate so heartily. We're not gonna have enough food. Boost, bask. How do we do some surveillance?
Things are going so well, no one has a reason to be malcontent. Anyone who remains unhappy must be a traitor. We will watch for the
In
signs.
January, there comes bitterly hard weather. The earth is like iron, and nothing can be done in the fields.
There's like iron and nothing can be done in the fields.
A few animals have passed in the winter.
Oh no.
They died of cold. Our buildings are not well repaired.
Comrades, it is disheartening, or it is distressing, but our life expectancy is still high. Under Jones, they would have died younger.
New year, we can look at the
Napoleon
rules
sits
again.
in the front of the barn with a semicircle of dogs.
No, the semicircle of
Instead
dogs.
of having debates, he reads out the week's orders.
All the dogs he raised have now become his like attack crew.
His highest priority is to complete the windmill.
Oh, there wasn't anything that was gonna happen in
The
there.
time has come again for gathering in the hay.
Work, work, work. Let's cooperate. Come on, Wally.
I can try. Though I'll likely get a stone in my hoof.
Rules on rationing and working times are observed very closely. No one dares to be seen away from the fields when it's time to work. Even the cat has been seen in the fields, bringing in stalks of grain.
Comrades, a terrible thing. Snowball has gone over to Mr. Frederick and Pinchfield Farm. Frederick has always wanted Mr. Jones's land. Now he and Snowball are working against us.
Doubt, fear. We've already been in this situation before. And we surveilled, right? So let's doubt it.
But hasn't Snowball always fought at our side? Comrade, we thought so. But Snowball was never one of us. We have found documents, definite proof, that he was with Jones. He sided with the humans from the outset. Keep your eyes open. And remember, it is not enough just to see something. You must also report what you see. Snowball's agents lurk among us at this very moment.
The walls of the windmill are rebuilt to be 3 feet thick this time. Much larger quantities of stone are required. It is back-breaking work.
So much work, we gotta do repairs, man. Courage, complain, work. What about we encourage? I feel like I want to repair the buildings, but it's not giving me the option, so we have no animalism right now.
Comrades, this is joyous work we do now. Rejoice in the dignity of labor. Take comfort in serving your fellow animals and the farm.
Once again, summer is passing. The sun
didn't give us
rises over
food.
the summer fields.
What shall I do today?
Need to work. Guard, praise. We need to work.
We can always work harder. Your devotion is commendable, comrade.
There are more insects about now at the heat of summer. The hens stir in the hen house.
We can rest, eggs to sell, sing. There's less sheep down here now. Work. I mean, we're pretty good. What is it? Good supply. We can try not going all the way with the supply. Let's do a little bit of rest. Maybe we can use some rest after that rough winter. We can spend the day in the farmyard. There are some fascinating insects to eat.
The sun rises over the summer fields.
What shall I do today?
Feed, work, guard, praise. I think we should praise to get some of our animalism back.
Comrade Napoleon is always right.
The sun rises over the summer fields.
What a beautiful morning.
Ladder. Praise.
Chat.
Flatter or chatter. Those ones I haven't had before. Try flattering.
Well, you're looking well today, Molly.
I think this weather agrees with me.
Okay. We're doing well.
What shall we do with our wealth?
Try defend. Repairs. Let's do repairs.
Barn roof can always use some work. We do well to repair it now before winter sets in. That is, if we don't all mean to freeze through January.
So it's a little repair, just a couple holes now.
Who will build something next?
Stables. Definitely gonna do stables.
The stable's going to freeze all the horses. Who will build something next?
So where's Boxer at? The barn? fix the barn roof. It's getting too drafty.
Who will build something next?
Stables. I think we're fine on all that. I want to take all the food up. We're gonna have to get some more food if we can.
Pulse. That will suffice.
No.
Autumn arrives, and the windmill is still not very advanced. The animals cannot help feeling concern.
If it isn't finished by winter, will it be damaged by the snow? Compel. We need to work for sure. Trust. But work is building the windmill. I need to work like food. Compel. Let's work. I'm feeling weak. I will do what I can.
Your devotion is commendable, comrade.
Animal Farm is in a dire situation. It is vital to prevent the neighbors from learning this fact.
Our supplies are very low. If the humans find out the truth, they will overrun us. Frederick and Pilkington will besiege us until we starve.
Deceive. Exile. You need to deceive or exile. We'll find out still. They're definitely gonna get desperate, right? And it'll be interesting to see what Napoleon and Squealer do. We're gonna try to deceive, I guess. I don't know what exile would be.
Then they must not know. We should put around a rumor that we're looking to sell some grain. Tell everyone that we have so much, we need a buyer. If anyone attempts to purchase it, we will say it has been sold.
Okay.
It is too cold to graze any longer. The animals move indoors to get out of the bad weather.
Oh. I have one like bale in there.
Our shed is almost empty and we have hardly any grain. We need it in order for it to see us through the winter.
The dogs can run away. Leave. Reassure. If I reassure, that takes the last of the food up. If we run away, then we get more food. Molly doesn't do that much work. She's a horse, though. Run away. What's up, Lemur? It's really good, man. Definitely a lot like the book. Right now we're really low on food, as you can see here, almost empty supply. And the pigs want to finish the windmill. Now my choices are I can have the dogs run away, which will give me more food somehow. I could have Molly run away or leave, which gives me more food, or I can reassure everyone that everything's fine and it'll take the last of my food. I guess I'm gonna try the reassure. Seems like what the pigs would want to do for sure.
We pigs have the matter entirely under control.
Ha!
In the autumn, the 4 sows all litter simultaneously. Napoleon is the only boar on the farm, so it's easy to guess at their parentage.
I will instruct the young pigs myself.
It's like the dogs, huh?
They will exercise in the garden apart from other animals.
Ooh, separating the
weather
pigs
turns
from
bitter.
all the other animals now. The weather turns bitter.
The snow covers the farm.
We are in danger. Animal Farm will not survive if we do not take care. Planting is behind schedule. What's more, I've heard rumors that Pilkington means to attack. What might be Frederick?
Study. Ignore. Work. Drink. Give up. We should work.
We require the compliance of the animals. If all do not work together, all will suffer.
There's not enough food to go around. The animals are going hungry.
No. Them go hungry. Run away. Skip rations. Self-sacrifice.
I am here, sneaking into the
Hey, what's
back
up,
door.
Bolin? How's it going, man? How are you doing today, dude? Give up. I guess the dogs will run away. Yeah, the story's pretty dark too, in a lot of ways. If the farm cannot provide for us, we'll take our chances in town. The humans may feed us, or we'll catch our own game.
What has happened to the spirit of animalism? Would you hunt your own kind?
Yes. So the dogs leave the farm to
The
itself.
coldest part of the year comes and goes. These days, Napoleon stays in the farmhouse and gives orders through Squealer.
Napoleon staying where it's comfortable, away from the riffraff. From now on, there will be no more Sunday meetings. There will be no more voting. We have seen what confusion comes from that.
Agree, doubt, warn, accept, worry. Oh, warn. I'm gonna the mice warn.
We are still here. We see what you're doing.
Comrades, Napoleon has taken on a difficult task. It is a heavy burden to choose our future for us, but he undertakes it in order to protect us.
The time has come again for gathering in the hay.
Now, boxer work.
It's an old familiar horse rake. If I ever get too old to pull it, the farm will need a new horse.
Time comes for lambing.
Napoleon didn't congratulate him this time.
We have to watch the lambs.
Persuade or inspire? How about we inspire?
All animals are our comrades. The foxes are no threat to us.
But the new lambs are killed by foxes.
Oh. Oh no. Napoleon just said, oh no. So, we are at no animalism, so let's mourn.
We were meant to keep our children. That was the promise when we got rid of Mr. Jones.
The rats are active on the farm, though they don't do much work. Naturally, that does not stop them helping themselves to the supplies.
No, damn rats. Steal. Redistribute. Both red down arrows. I did redistribute last time, so let's steal this time. We'll escalate this.
They're not too careful with their stores. Yet the other animals, and they never give us our rations. You stay away. You're not to harm us now in the spirit of animalism.
The sheep wake in the morning.
Yeah, not the baby sheep. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, the narrator sounds like you yourself. I didn't hear see you say that. Yeah, I can see that. Sheep wake in the morning.
Today we could do anything.
Chant, patrol, harvest. Let's harvest.
Ah, we thought this would be less work.
All we need is we all need to do our parts.
Once again, summer is passing. The sun rises over the summer fields.
What shall I do today? Guard, praise, feed, work. Do a little work, top us off for winter. Do a little work. I'm so tired.
On your feet, comrade.
Boxer's health has been failing. He's too
Oh,
old
no.
to work.
Boxer!
For 2 days, Boxer rests in his stall.
Getting a little old.
He talks to Clover about his hopes for a quiet retirement.
Nothing but sweet grass and warm sun. You've earned that.
Not to despair, comrade. We will see you have the best treatment in Willingdon.
In the middle of the day, a van comes to take Boxer away.
A van comes to take Boxer away, huh?
Benjamin catches sight of
A
it.
workhorse.
Can't you see what it says on the van? Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler, Widdleton. Dealer of bone meal, kennels supplied. Don't you understand? They're putting Boxer down.
He can read all of a sudden, huh? Shout. Reassure. Shout. We're at no animalism. Yeah, they sold him for glue. Once they were done with him. Guess I'm gonna have to reassure. I don't have any animalism to like use here. I've never gone below no animalism. Just try not to. No, yeah, I hear you, Layla. I knew it was coming too. I hate that part of the book too. The farm is falling apart, Lemur.
They are taking him to the hospital, comrades. This man only one plotter. Do not spread wicked rumors.
Hey, Bowen just gave a tier 1 sub to Layla. Awesome, thank you. That's Layla's second sub. Well, that's awesome.
Congratulations, Layla. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. That's 67 gifted subs, man. Oh, that's awesome.
Do not spread wicked
Someone
rumors.
thinks of racing ahead to shut the gate, but it's too late. The van's through.
Wow.
Boxer's never seen again. So much for the hospital.
Death of Boxer.
Wow.
Alright, what do we got? Mourn, and ignore. I think we should definitely mourn. Who would mourn more than either of the donkey or Clover? Benjamin or Clover? Let's do Clover. Clover was just talking to him about his retirement.
What is happening?
There is nothing to worry about, comrade.
Autumn arrives to find the windmill more than half built.
I think we built it for like an entire year. Celebrate. We could raise our animalism. That would be good. Oh, that's all I can do. So let's celebrate.
4 legs good, windmill good.
An unexpected variant on the usual theme.
Give orders. Reassure. Sing. Come on, give orders. What does give orders do? I don't remember. Let's try it. Green arrow up.
This is no time for falling behind on our work. Let every animal be in the field doing her part.
It is October. The weather is damp and gets into the bones. The harvest should have been brought in long ago. It is only now that the animals can begin the work.
That will do. We have enough. We're doing well.
What shall we do with all of our wealth?
Charity, repair, repairs could be good. Treats, repairs, surveil. Let's do repairs. The farmhouse needs some repairs.
Our roof can always use some work.
Yeah, that needed repairs as well.
We do well to repair it now before winter sets in. That is, if we don't mean to all freeze through January.
I'm surprised the pigs just haven't repaired the farmhouse.
The weather turns bitter. The snow covers the farm.
We are in danger. Animal Farm will not survive if we don't take care. Planting is behind schedule. What's more, I've heard rumors that Pilkington means to attack. Or it might be Frederick.
Say that every year. Squealer. Should we drink? Work. Ignore. Study. We haven't drank yet. Let's drink. I know we're not supposed to.
At least we have some consultations.
Or consolation.
Beer's as good as a meal. I used to hear Jones say as much. We might wish to make our minor amendment to the laws. They are, at present, unclear on the matter of alcohol.
They're unclear, are they? Oh, there we go. Here's the new laws. So let's just go over them again.
Number 1, whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Number 2, whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. 3, no animal shall wear clothes. 4, no animal shall sleep in a bed with sheets. With sheets. 5, no animal shall drink alcohol. 6, no animal shall kill any other animal without cause. Without cause. All animals are equal.
So are we gonna update the alcohol one? Because that's the one that we're just talking about. Oh, we can question it. Okay, I had to click on it.
We can do better. No animal shall drink alcohol to excess. We should have had that restriction from the beginning.
The days are getting shorter and colder as December comes in. The fields are still not plowed, and this work has to be done in darkness.
Plow, work. We're at low animalism, so I don't think we really can plow. We need to plow, though, right? Because we're behind schedule. So let's go ahead and do it. We got low animalism. That gives us a little bit. Let's go to lowest.
This is not proper work for a pig. But if no one else will do it, then some concession must be made for the good of the farm.
It is late in the year. The winter wheat should already be in the ground.
Comrades, if Snowball was still with us, he would advise planting heavily. I do not believe we need to go so far. All the same, we must do the planting at once.
One morning, the animals are at breakfast when the lookouts come in. Frederick and his followers have come through the 5-barred gate.
Oh no.
Quick! They've already ruined some of the food in the storehouse.
I don't have any defenses. Fight, hide, fight. So Napoleon fight, I guess. Or let's have the sheep fight. Napoleon would have the sheep first.
We will be too many for you.
Men, a shank of mutton to anyone who clears this path.
Frederick and his men hauled around the windmill carrying crowbars. Fear, worry, panic. How about some worry?
What have they done to our comrade? And what are they doing now?
For a few minutes, the farmhands run in all directions. Then, there is a deafening roar. The animals fall on their bellies and hide their faces. When they get up, there is a cloud of smoke where the windmill animals stood.
Well, they destroyed that windmill. Mourn, ignore. Never ignore, but I think I shouldn't. Let's mourn as Clover.
What is happening? There is nothing to worry about, comrade.
Another winter damages the farm buildings. These days, the animals gather in the barn only on holidays. At the anniversary of the rebellion, there are speeches and songs.
Doubt, rumble, silence. And grumble.
It's easy to tell people that their lives are better, but what has truly changed?
The time has come again for gathering in the hay.
I will have the cow work.
We can help with the hay. We know hay well.
The chickens work. The smaller animals can work together. We can make sure no straws of hay are left behind.
Rules on rationing and working times are observed very closely. No one dares to be seen away from the fields when it's time to work. Even the cat has been seen in the fields, bringing in stalks of grain.
Okay, we got a pretty good amount of food.
Animal Farm cannot stand up to humans. Do they have guns? Do they have walls?
They sent Jones to the right. They sent Jones to the right about.
A cat could send Jones on his way.
They're getting antsy. They want my farm.
Comrades, we're behind schedule on building the windmill.
I don't think this one was gonna happen, sweetie. Force, stop, complain, haul. I have Napoleon in force.
Hurry up, there's no time to waste. I want to see you all hard at work.
And haul with Benjamin. Fill up the cart, and I'll drag it this time. The others should have a rest.
Once again, summer is passing. The animals notice that they're going to need more supplies soon. Nails, string, dog biscuits, iron to shoe the horses.
None of those things can be made on the farm. There may be trouble when they run out. Trade, reassure. Just trade, right? Animalisms, I have no animalism though. I'm gonna have to reassure to raise my animalism.
There is no reason for concern. Huh.
The birds are awake before anyone.
We should plan. Spy, chant. Chant to get some more animalism.
Your song is a delight. Inspire us here on the farm. Contribute to morale.
We can do this.
Napoleon calls the animals together in a meeting.
Some of our comrades are not working as hard as they should.
Yeah, have you ever read the book Animal Farm, Bone? Because this is based off of that book. It's definitely like making a comment about Stalinism and stuff. It's a pretty good book. I really like it.
Some of our comrades are not working as hard as they should. I wish to remind you of your duty. Those who do not support Animal Farm do not belong to us. They will be sent away.
Yeah, right? Isn't that so cool that they made off the book? Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's called Orwell's Animal Farm, because it was written by George Orwell. Doubt, obey. Let's obey. Get some more animal.
We understand. We would never want to harm Animal Farm.
Have you seen what Comrade Napoleon is doing?
I've seen Comrade Napoleon walking on his hind legs.
Comrades, I know you've seen us pigs practicing our walk. The convenience of walking on hind legs is a great help to us pigs. After all, it falls to us to shear. After all, it falls to us to shear the sheep and milk the cows. And as for the wearing of clothes, it is a protection from rain.
Oh, they're wearing clothes now. It's escalating. Doubt, warn, chant. That chicken's looking pretty tired of this shit. How about we warn from the rats again? We're always warning against the rats.
We are still here. We see what you're doing.
There are more insects about now at the heat of summer. Summer becomes autumn.
At lowest animalism, I just did like 2 or 3 things to bring it up. Give orders, I can sing, I can reassure, and I can give orders. I feel like we need more food, so I don't know where we're gonna get it from, but I'll try giving orders to get more food. I mean, it doesn't show that icon, so that's probably not gonna happen, is it? So maybe it would be better to sing just to get more animalism. Let's sing.
Rings shall vanish from our noses, and the harness from our back. Bit and spur shall rust forever. Cruel whips no more shall crack.
It is October. The weather is damp and gets into the bones. The harvest should have been brought in long ago. It is only now that the animals can begin the work.
Who will work the harvest, comrades?
We'll have Clover assist.
I can do a little. Who will work the harvest, comrades?
And Benjamin do a little bit.
I can do a little. Lay in plenty of potatoes and apples.
Then we'll have the chickens.
We are small, but there are a lot of us. We can bring in the grain that would otherwise have been left in the field.
Comrades, the storehouse is almost full. We only need a little more.
Guess I'll have Molly cooperate. Oh shit, I brought my animals down though. I didn't really want to do that.
If I must.
Might be good to do it though.
Jones never made me do so much work.
That will do. We have enough. We're doing well.
What shall we do with all of our wealth?
Feasting, repairs. Repairs are needed. Charity, treats, repairs. Let's do some repairs.
The horses live in the stable. Let's keep it in good shape. I could use a new roof, one that doesn't leak so much.
Don't you also live in the stable, Comrade Benjamin?
I don't mind admitting it.
I only got to repair the one thing. Okay, well.
The weather turns bitter. The snow covers the farm.
We are in danger. Animal Farm will not survive if we do not take care. Planting is behind schedule. What's more, I've heard rumors about Pilkington means to attack. Or it might be Frederick.
We don't really need to work. Drink. Study. Study?
Perhaps we should revisit our plans.
The days are getting shorter and colder as December comes in. The fields are still not plowed, and this work has to be done in darkness.
It will have Clover do the plowing. It's not so difficult. Keep a lamp lit in the barn for
It
me.
is late in the year. The winter wheat should already be in the ground.
Comrades, if Snowball were still with us, he would advise planting heavily. I do not believe we need to go so far. All the same, we must do planting at once.
The
7.
year begins. Animal Farm has endured much longer than anyone predicted.
Nice.
The time has come again for gathering in the hay.
The cow help. We can help with the hay. We know hay well. Have Molly help. I can try, though I'll likely get a stone in my hoof.
Napoleon calls the animals together in a meeting.
Some of our comrades are not working as hard as they should. I wish to remind you of your duty. Those who do not support Animal Farm do not belong to us. They will be sent away.
Doubt, obey, doubt. Gonna raise my animalism by obeying, I think.
We understand. We would never want to harm Animal Farm.
Once again, summer is passing. One afternoon, a number of dog carts drive up to the farm. A group of neighboring farmers have been invited to tour the place.
Neighboring
They
farmers.
admire everything they see. The animals are weeding the turnip field. They work hard without ever looking up at either the pigs or the humans.
Ignore. Everyone ignores. Ignores the chickens.
Admirable workers.
Very docile.
That evening, there is loud laughter and singing from the farmhouse. A few of the animals creep up to look through the window. Around the long table sit half a dozen farmers with the most eminent pigs. They've just ended a game of cards. Beer has been brought out for the table.
There's a PM on the table. So we got Stomp and Dine. Stomp?
Here's the Animal Farm. Your troubles are much the same as ours.
If you have your lower animals to contend with, we have the lower classes.
Our only wish is to live at peace. We have ended some of our old customs that have caused misunderstanding.
What did you miss? You missed the fact that we had, one day, a bunch of people came to the farm and the pigs were like giving a tour to humans of the farm. And so the humans were all like commenting about how it was amazing that the animals were actually doing all the farm work and that they didn't even like look up at the humans or at the pigs while they were doing their work. And they were just so obedient and docile. And so then they've come inside, pigs and the humans, and they're kind of like mingling. They just had a game of cards, and it looks like they're sitting down to some ham, which is interesting. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
The hoof and the horn have been removed from our flag, and we now call ourselves Manor Farm. Let us toast the prosperity of Manor Farm.
Oh, there we go. Toast. Okay. Bust it open.
Here, here. Here.
Huzzah!
To Manafar.
As the animals outside watch the scene, something strange happens. The faces of the pigs are changed. The creatures outside look from pig to human, and from human to pig. And already it is impossible to say which is which.
Napoleon's victory. That was the end. That's how the book ends. That's like the last part of the book, is they look from the pig to the human, and the pig has become so much like the human that they hate it so much that they can't even tell the difference. They're walking on hind legs, they're wearing clothes, they're talking and mingling with humans. So that's pretty cool. There's definitely more that happens in the book, and I guess that's probably where all the other decisions would take you, is all the other little details that kind of happen. And I wonder if you can keep Snowball and kind of change the ending to victory. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, very symbolic, yeah. Just like how they, like, in the book, there's like a lot more like gaslighting that happens and stuff too, because there's a lot more like the reassuring that happens from the pigs to the other animals. And the other animals constantly look at the rules and they're like, okay, so I'm trying to read the rules again, and I seen that the rules do say that the pigs are allowed to do that now. I guess I just misremembered, and they had like these interesting moments like that. So it's, you know, I think it's definitely better told in the book, obviously. But I think this is an awesome game to have taken a stab at. What is it called? Adapting it to a video game format. Very cool. Maybe something to revisit sometime and try to do the Snowball ending or whatever victories there are other that exist. I definitely tried to play it like the book. I was trying to kind of do things that happened in the book that I remembered when I was making decisions and stuff. I remember Snowball being ran off and stuff. You're 7 of 7. Destinies encountered 1 of 6. Achievements fulfilled 16 of 48. Characters met 19 of 23. And discover. Oh, there's 8 endings. Victories. 7 years have passed. Squealer remains in charge. Oh, okay. So there's a Squealer victory. And Snowball at the helm. Okay, then there's a Snowball victory. 7 years have passed. And the Triumvirate of Pigs rules. Oh, Triumvirate. Okay. So that means all 3 of them are still there. Okay, this is a way to not get Snowball ran off. Animal Farm has fallen in battle. Okay, you can lose. No one lives on Animal Farm anymore. Uh-oh, everybody dies. The leaders of Animal Farm have returned it to human rule. Okay. And the animals have starved to death. Oh gosh. Yeah, I think these ones would be interesting to see. Triumvirate and then each one of the pigs. Very cool.
Beasts of England, beasts of Ireland, beasts of every land and clime, hearken to my joyful tidings
All right, that's what.
of the golden
That
future
was a fun
time.
stream. Hope you guys had fun. I really liked it. Popping over to the credits real quick here. Thanks for let's see, we had that sub that Bolin bought for Layla. I really appreciate that, man. Thanks again for that. Yeah, it is really cool, right? It was really cool. I'm kind of glad that we got to play that. I mean, it sucks that Crosscode didn't work for me, so I weren't playing Crosscode today because Crosscode's audio just was not going to work for me. I tried a lot of stuff, even had it on 2 different stores, just not working. So, so next week I was thinking for Storytime Tuesday, I didn't have a poll ready, but I did thought, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to be one stream or not either. So that's a good point. I'm glad you liked it, Layla. It was definitely fun to voice act, so I had fun doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed the voices that I had, even if they slip around a little bit sometimes. Anyway, so for next week, I was thinking I could do. I'm really interested in playing the single player of Star Wars Battlefront 2. I've been playing it a lot by myself, but it's a really fun story. I really like the game, and Star Wars is such a big like movie franchise. I thought maybe that could be a good story time game. Then I'll try to get a poll up for the one that would follow that, so you guys get to choose that. So hopefully you guys are into that. Should be fun. It'll definitely be more like a more action game and much more movie-like, obviously, than voice acting in that. But I will definitely try to give us a good array of different game types for the next selection. So let's go ahead and get the credits rolling. And let's get some music in here too. Thank you, Stella. Yeah, I think it'll be a lot of fun. Oh, what's that? I started the credits. Where are we at? Oh, yes. Loading.
Hasta la vista, poke
There we go. We got it. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, well, thanks again, guys, for coming out. Tomorrow we got Vince and I are going to be playing some Grounded. We're going to start playing some Grounded, so that should be pretty fun. It's like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids survival game. It's like The Forest, except for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids themed, if you will, because there's a lot of things that are like The Forest. So I think it'll be an easy transition for us for Wednesdays. So yeah, come out and watch that. That should be a lot of fun. And Thursday, I think Vince is going to start the Metro series, at least one of the Metro games. So if you guys want to see some of that, definitely come out and check that out. And then Friday, we're going to have more Minecraft with community. If you guys, any subs, want to join us, play that on our Minecraft server, you're welcome to on Fridays. Then Saturday, we're going to finally get to our Donkey Kong Country 3 playthrough with me. And then Sunday, we'll have Automation Sunday with Satisfactory, per usual. And then we'll flip right on back around. So yeah, thanks for coming to hang out, guys. Grounded is fun. I think you'll like the new content. Yeah, oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, I think it will too. We've been playing it a little bit between Lemur, Moth, and I, and we haven't gotten to the new stuff yet, though, so I am excited to get to that with you guys. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again for coming out. Hopefully you enjoyed Orwell's Animal Farm as much as I did. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.